Hey there, fellow Steam lamers. I'm just gonna quickly wrap through all the games that are in my done category. The ones that I could reasonably say that I have actually finished, and for the most part are basically 100%ed. Near good enough to being 100%ed. But yeah, Barnfinders, base game, real sweet. And maybe first expansion, it's sort of okay, quite buggy. Everything onward really sucks. So yeah, didn't return to do all that. But the base game, and I think about the first expansion, I like almost got handy cheevos. And Biomutant, I stuck with that for ages because it's so cute art style wise. But similarly, the game just kind of sucks ass. It's just so Ubisoft open world, but with like cute furries, you know. And Blasphemous, I at one point in its life did get 100%, or rather, the like 115% or whatever it was to get everything and the secret ending and whatnot. But then like heaps more DLCs and patches came out, because I got all that in 30 hours. So, like, there's way more shit, and like I'm nowhere near even good enough to start the first DLC that came out after it broke my 115% save. But yeah, Bugsnax, totally smashed the shit out of the base game. Haven't done the DLC, which is why I got it on Steam. But you don't be able to get to the DLC island straight away, so I don't know when that be. But I still want to return to do that because Bugsnax is fucking awesome. Coffee Talk, I didn't 100%. I did maybe once or twice playthroughs of it, but there's some real esoteric shit you have to do to get like the secret Space Helmet Man ending or whatever the fuck, so I didn't do that. I did actually do all of them for Critters for Sale because I just found it so endearing. And actually, if you just followed it all with a guide, you wouldn't get 6.3 hours out of it. But I think I gave it maybe like a good 5 or so hours of just trying to find all of the endings and shit myself. But then just gave up and look at the guide. But yeah, cool, funny little game. It's a good one to smash out, and death grips is part of the game somehow, without their permission. Cyberpunk, I didn't actually play 500 hours, but I feel like I 100%ed enough. I got one ending and then felt like, oh yeah, I could just watch the other endings, not too like, oh wowee, I'll get different things over the credits, wowee. But yeah, still cool. Haven't done the DLC. Intend to return to do the DLC for that because it looks sweet. Haven't played the 2.0 patch. Yada yada. Dark Souls 3. I immediately went into playing after finishing my new game plus one of Dark Souls 1 Remastered. And then I just smashed that. That 413 hours is fairly representative. Maybe, let's say, 30, 40 hours of it could have been like just AFK at the main menu time, or like left the computer on time. Maybe a bit more, like maybe 50 hours or something like that. But otherwise, I did genuinely play such a shit ton. And also, for a long time, I didn't play with the Master Merchant mod or whatever, so I just genuinely did a lot of grinding, especially at, what was it? Dragon Peak, or wherever you fight the Nameless King, just outside there was a loop close to one of the bonfires that, you just kill a bunch of those beastmen real quick, and it's easy as. But yeah, loved Dark Souls 3, loved it. Brilliant send-off to the series. Big feels. Plim plom. And I mean, yeah, I played this before Dark Souls 3. I tried Dark Souls 2 immediately after doing my New Game Plus Dark Souls 1, but Dark Souls 2 is just too pooey. from the control perspective. It seems cool. It has cool parts of it that I want to get into, but I just have to hard pass on how fucking terrible it feels to control, as well as being onslaughted with gank closets immediately, as well as the shit controls, you know what I'm saying? I have actually fucking 100%ed this shit. Like, stealth... What's the one? Like, ghost playthrough this game. But clearly I didn't have it when... I didn't have a Steam key of it when I did it. But I've played the absolute shit out of this, which is why there's 0 minutes played since having gotten a key for it, because I've just... Like I said, I've done a ghost playthrough, even. So I just... kind of milked it for all it's worth, but it might be about time to return to it, because I only played Mankind Divided in the COVID lockdown era, like 2020-ish, 2021-ish maybe, and it was good shit, really good, but it ends so abruptly and sadly, and you can see where the money and development stuff, where Square Enix was just like, nah, just ship it, man. Put the MTX in and ship it. Disco Elysium, I definitely cannot attest to saying I've 100%ed. I first tried it closer to release, when it released. I put a good, like, maybe like 10-15 hours into it, but I was a bit too going through some ish and quite depressed myself at that time. It was hitting a bit too real for me, so I was like, man, I can't be playing this game, it's just putting me down, bro. But then I returned to it a couple of years later and made up the additional up to 58.3 hours. Finished the game, unwittingly got one of the most, like, if you tell people in the know about Elysium that you get this ending, people like people have to intentionally go for that ending, and I was like, bro, I fucking fully didn't. But it's where you get Kuno on the island at the end. Like, I didn't have Kim or something, because I guess he got shot Aronis into hospitals, and then I also fucked up some other shit. And it was just, I made it the worst possible fucking ending for myself ever. The final insult to injury, it was my first playthrough, so I was an apologetic, like an overly apologetic, stupid sorry cop. But I was also really intent on not hitting back on the booze and on the drugs and shit. And I didn't for the whole fucking game, up until you get to the, mass spoilers, Elysium, like, skip ahead if you don't want this, you ain't played it, but when you're at the island at the end with the gunman dude, and then the crystal bug thing, it was like, I got to that island, it was this guy, and everything felt like, okay, this is so the final scene of the game. So I've not smashed any of my drugs or any of my alcohol this entire game. Let's fucking smash it all right now, because it's the end of the game, man. That's what I was thinking. This will be fun, yes. This will help all my rolls. Finally, I've been denying myself not being able to hit all these rolls and shit. Yes, drink everything, smoke everything, yes. It didn't really help the rolls that much. But what did end up happening is I hadn't done the chrysalid quest or whatever, so I just scared the bug away. Didn't get a satisfying conclusion with the gunman dude, and then since I'm back on the island and I'm talking to the dudes, and it's, you know, it's the end bit just before the credits, and there's all the people meeting you there on the island. They're like, Harrier, you fucking drunken piece of shit. We always knew you were just this useless, addicted, drunk cunt who can't ever do anything without their drugs or their alcohols. And I was like, bruh, no, it's not like that, man. Oh my god. I literally didn't do it for the whole fucking game until the final island for the final dialogue. Why you gotta beat me like that, man? And then it, like, ends credits with everyone being like, yeah, I always knew you were a useless fucking drunk, man. You were drunk and on drugs the whole fucking game. But yeah, after that, I started a new game, and the goal was just to be super homosexual with Kim, but I haven't returned to that for a while. And Dishonored's just fucking rad. Dishonored 1 is so my favorite. So much that I haven't actually finished Dishonored 2. Doom 2016, yeah, it's good, it's alright. It helped revive the series and shit, got the Mick Gordon soundtrack and whatnot. But I much prefer Eternal from a gameplay standpoint. It's just far more active on your brain, man. Far more active on your reflexes and whatnot. There's double jump, double dash. And the SSG has a hook thing on it, so I mean, what can you do? Doom versus that, Doom Eternal. Elden Ring, those hours are misrepresentative, as I left it open so long, like at the menu overnight, sometimes just terrified of turning off my machine from its very finicky installation at the time. So I played the absolute shit out of Elden Ring, but I would say you could probably take off, like, honestly, about probably 500 hours off that, maybe. Because I've got every cheevo. I've platinumed per Steam's achievements, gotten all the cheevos. So how many? I think it's like, you need New Game 5 or New Game plus 7 or something for that. I did it all on one character. And yeah, love it. Love Elden Ring. And that, I only got a Steam key for it last year. So that's how long it's incremented since last year. And also my more recent setups, I haven't made them the ones that you do, like, launch properties to open with, because that's, you can make any type of Morrowind increment hours for your Steam hours if you add the appropriate launch command to it. But yeah, Oblivion, 1, 2, 3 hours, almost 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I last properly played this prior to the ancient uploads, if they're still on my channel, was on a Microsoft Surface Pro. That's what the majority of those 120 hours would have been from. That's funny. And the 213 hours from this, that's what I've been currently looking into trying to get working again, because it worked intermittently, but now I can't get it to run again. It's a Legendary Edition, and there's just a bunch of shit still subscribed. No, I want to go to subscribed, like pages and pages of it. So I went through and added a couple more the other night. Yeah, look, 29 pages. So yeah, but I've yet to get it to work again, but I want to, because the Macho Man Randy Savage dragons, man. Everhood was cute. Wears its Undertale visual and overworld style influence on its sleeve, but has a far more interesting rhythm, music, game, battle system aspect, as opposed to just, Undertale's Pong, or whatever the fuck. Bullet Hell Pong. Fable Anniversary, got a key for it, like maybe a half a decade back or something. Just played through the main quest, maybe started the DLC, but it feels a bit off and naff versus the original Anniversary Edition does, I reckon. So that's why I didn't play much more of it than that. Fallout 4, played a shit ton, mainly played it. I think it was one of the first things I got on my Steam account ages ago, was because it was like, there was an in-store promotion at the EB Games where I was to get, like, Game of the Year Edition and all DLCs, like one of those cards that was just a link to a Steam download or whatever. But you get that for $5, and I was like, oh fuck! Like, I already have it on Xbox, and that's where I first mainly played it. But $5 for all of that, yeah, boy. So yeah, I got that. on my Steam account, and played heaps of mods with it on there. And then more recently, just a couple years back, returned to it with even more mods like Sim Settlements and more of the modern ones and whatnot. And it was really sweet. But the performance is still fucking terrible, just per how Fallout 4's engine is structured, with how its buildings and statics and stuff have to be pre-combined and shit like, oh, it's just fucking terrible, man. But it's, yeah, a cool, fun game. Fight of Animals, I love. It's a lot of hours for a fighting game where the rounds last like a minute. It's because I got every cheevo'd, put it on, because it's just so dumb and silly, man. Frog Detective, really cute. I loved it. Want to do Frog Detective 2 and 3 at some point. I think there's a no commentary upload still on my channel for Frog Detective 1. Hypnospace Outlaw, fucking adore this game. Pretty much 100%ed it, I think. Maybe not 100%ed it like the Hypnospace Archive project stuff at the end. Like maybe I haven't unlocked all of that at the end. But keen on the spiritual sequel thing that he be working on. Keen for that to come out whenever. This, 26 minutes. Yeah, 100% at 26 minutes. There's nothing special. It's just kind of a shitpost. Inscryption. I pretty much finished once. I only really liked the initial card game that was most like, you know, the one in the shack. That one was cool. Good gag for the rest of the game, definitely. But I just kind of only really enjoyed the first card game of it, which then they eventually made a roguelike version of it, of just that first one, I think, which I should probably take a look at, because that was cool. But there's just so many fucking different roguelike deck builder shit, Slay the Spire likes out these days. I kind of just don't give a shit about any of them now, because there's just too fucking many of them. I'd rather just play the great ones. I'd rather just play another Monster Train round or whatever the fuck. Isolomus, I can't even remember this. But it's probably like Indecision, and that was just a quick, surreal freebie. This probably just, it was a quick, like, mouse-based slice-a-thon. It was a cute little shitty thing. Milk inside of a bag, cool, very Lane-esque, 1-bitty but crunchy looking style, very nice. I've meant to do the sequel, but I haven't played the sequel yet. Mushroom Cats is just like a freebie, but you can 100% it in 6 minutes. Mythic Ocean is cool, it was cute. A little bit on the actually designed for children side of things, but still cool and cute. No Man's Sky. Shave maybe 30 or 40 hours off of that for being idle or leaving the machine on. But I got some enjoyment out of it. I liked it. I was able to keep the facade up for, 150-ish hours. I grinded out one of those alien living ships or whatever the fuck that takes like an actual in-game week or whatever, or a month, or I can't remember. But I got one of those, and then after that I was just kind of like, oh yeah. Yeah, no other update has enticed me back, but I did have a newfound appreciation for its mechanics and general gameplay and whatnot after fucking Starfield came out. Scarfeld, the Starfielder, Todd Pagliarulo's opus, Starfield. No Man's Sky seems better in retrospect. Postal 2, my recent beloved. I played it immediately off the bat of Starfield, speaking of. As soon as I got just fucking completely too disillusioned with Starfield to return playing it. I played Postal 2, baby, and fucking what a whiplash and tonal difference. It was exactly what I needed. So I was modding the shit out of Starfield. Since day one, I turned set essential NPCs equals 0. I was killing everybody and doing all the things that I could to make it dumb and silly, but it's just such a tight-ass fucking no-balls game. Even you making your own silly is not enough. So Postal 2 being just over the top gives you completely stupid, just dumb, silly immediately was very much appreciated. So I played 277 hours of it immediately. And Skatebird, I talked a little bit about it in the Skatebird vid. Basic overview. Yeah, I saw the Unity demo of it like actually yonks ago, and then finally got it when it came out. A bit underwhelmed, especially from the level design. I expected a lot more from the level design in current year, but otherwise from the actual mechanics side of things and stuff, and with little tweaks and gameplay options and stuff, and the banging soundtrack, I do actually quite like this as a Tony Hawk like replacement for PC. Because I tried that whatchamacallit. I pirated a version of that one that was Epic Gamers store exclusive. That was 1 and 2. Tiny Hawk bundled together, remastered, and I thought they kind of looked and felt like shit. I was like, this isn't how I remember the game's feeling. I remember it being a lot more snazzier and snappier. And then I just got a PS1 ROM of Tony Hawk's 1 instead. And it was better. It had the soundtrack at a more skronkly bitrate. Well, not that much more skronkly because it was CD audio, but still, the in-game sound effects were more skronkly. Jerry was a race car driver. He drives goddamn fast. But that's why Skatebird is sweet. Because it's like that. But instead of dumb white boys on skateboards, you get silly dumb birds, and you can customize your bird. Wow wee. Best skateboarding game. Slime Rancher is cute, a bit basic, just look at it, come the fuck on, but just cool enough. And you jump and you got a jetpack and a glide and stuff, and it's like, yeah, if you got cool traversal mechanics like that, your shit can be basic. If your traversal and collectathon-y farming shit is fun enough, it doesn't matter if all your cute things are literal just blobs, Dragon Quest slime style, legally distinct. That's all good. And I have meant to get to the sequel, but it too was a Randy Pritchford game exclusive thing, so I've yet to get to it. I think it came to Steam, but I just so can't be asked. I'll get to it when I can buy a key for it for less than $5 in my currency. And yeah, this game, it's one of a pack of a developer who makes a lot of games like this, and this is the only one that I probably nowhere near 100%ed this one, but played enough to say, could reasonably say, yeah, I finished this one. There was a couple of good gags in it. I should do a recording of it because it's fucking stupid. Good gags though, and silly art style. The guy's got a real particular style to it. And now we're at the very end, man. Yakuza 0, man. Great-chan. The first Yakuza that I played, like many people. Near immediately fell in love with it, but not what a lot of people do and get obsessed with the mini games and side missions as much. Obviously I did do quite some side missions because a lot of them are really, really funny, but otherwise I was just fairly gripped from the main story. each chapter ends on like such a cliffhanger. I fucking swear. Each chapter you're like, oh! Every time it swaps characters, you're like, fuck! I was just wanting to figure out what happened to the other guy, man. Fuck! Amazing game, amazing story. Obviously, a culmination of decades worth of refinement from its creators, but it really, really shows. And yeah, immediately after finishing 0, I went into Kiwami 1, but I really lost traction of its quality versus 0. But I've always meant to return because fucking it's so amazing. Kiryu! And Majima, I fucking love Majima. Yeah, that's it. That's all the games in my done classification on our Steam library where we like and subscribe, and please donate. I have like basically nothing. I'm essentially filter feeding air. Please help. Please help me.